But I would like to take a moment to welcome Mr. James Stenning, who will be our new principal next year. It's really wonderful to have you here to welcome and to celebrate the class with us. Speaking of the students, I'd like to ask everybody to please stand and join me in welcoming the class. She has shared some special words via video link, so we will switch over to that now.
Grade 12. I'm so sorry that family commitments have led me to not be there in person. However, it's an honour to be able to give this speech at your graduation. Please excuse me from reading occasionally from below, but having 2 children under 4 means sleep deprivation has fried my brain somewhat, and I don't want to forget anything. I've known you all for several years now, and what a wonderful group of humans you are. I'm confident the staff would agree with me when I say that you are without doubt one of our most gifted groups yet. That's not just academically, but amongst you there are competitive athletes, Olympiad finalists and chess masters, tutors, motorcyclists, musicians and gifted public speakers. Not bad for a class of 7. You are, every single one of you, driven, humble in your abilities and fiercely independent, which has meant that I have only needed to provide the lightest of touches as your homeroom teacher. No silly fights, no petty behaviour, no complaints about or from teachers, which has led to many smug and proud moments on my part in staff meetings, although I can claim very little credit for that in reality. You are truly school leaders and have set a fantastic example to those that follow you, whether that be running student council or houses, shout out to Ivan, Kirill, Julia and Mark, leading international photo competitions, well done Kirill and Sombrata, running a very popular chess CCA, thank you Julia, tutoring students in lower grades, Sombrata and Rika, or participating in staff versus student sporting events, Sombrata, Ivan and Majik. You've helped make ISZN the warm, fun and inclusive school that I love. So now you'll be moving on to bigger pastures and exciting new challenges that I know you will embrace and conquer. However, I would like to provide you with some advice to take with you or leave here as you see fit. Being good at something means it can be easy and comfortable to think of yourself in an isolated box. One of the risks of being independent means thinking you have to solve things alone and cannot rely on or open up too much to others. COVID meant you had an, at time, isolating and lonely education, which has not been experienced before and is unlikely to occur again for many generations. As such, you may feel that you can't rely on others or share your emotions. Don't feel the need to hide who you really are or how you feel, as you are gifted, complex and colourful characters, and sharing how you feel allows you to connect with others. I know you are fans of Hamlet, as evidenced by your time and performances with Mr. Black, so I'll leave you with a couple of quotes that I feel are relevant for you. Firstly, to thine own self be true. Without a doubt, keep excelling at what you're doing. Keep your drive and your passions. But also, listen to many, speak to a few. Take time to build networks and connections with your peers, where you're able to express your thoughts and feelings freely, not just your knowledge. It doesn't have to be a huge group, but find someone. Good luck, everyone. It's been such a pleasure. You're going to do great things. I know it.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. Oh, oh. I leaned back on my radio. Oh, oh. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, that is all he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of fade. That weren't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic jive. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Switch on the TV, we may pick him up on channel 2. Look out your window, I can see his light. If we can sparkle, he may land tonight. Don't tell your papa, or he'll get us locked up inside. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
Whew. What a roller coaster it's been. We're all here tonight to celebrate us soon-to-be graduates, to join and reflect on our unparalleled achievements, and to witness our final moments as high school seniors. Could we please give a round of applause, especially just after completing 5 weeks of A-level exams? each one of us began their long journey in kindergarten. We're entering elementary school with enthusiasm and excitement, and with a desire to quickly grow up and become adults, that we did not realize that those lovely days might be one of the best of our lives, one of the best memories of our lives. I remember my first day here at ISZN, barely knowing any English. While having my first EL lesson in 6th grade, my teacher asked me how I was finding school in general, to which I replied, I did not. My parents just found it on the internet. Back then, I had no idea that in only 6 years, I'll be doing A-level English literature with romantic poetry and Shakespeare plays. And now, moving on to the class of 2022. Our journey together began in 9th grade, in Mr. K's classroom, who I'm sure is still feeding that elephant with his bananas in Chiang Mai, Thailand. We entered as timid and apprehensive kids. We were all just a bunch of little skinny freshmen going out of our way to make friends. I remember the first time I spoke with Mark, who asked me if I played Fortnite and what level I was. And Kirill being on fire during our first geography lesson with Mr. K. And the first experiment we did in chemistry, calculating the rate at which ice melts. We've had people joining our stunning and diverse community, as well as people departing to follow their dreams. Shout out to Vincent Despont, who's currently playing for the St. John's Sea Dogs in Canada and watching this live stream right now. We love you, man. We've had unforgettable school trips to Malta and Naples, where Mark, seeking for a Wi-Fi password, has managed to cut off the electricity in the entire hotel, leaving us with cold showers every morning. On Friday 13th, March 2020, our high school lives have taken a sharp turn. We're the class who has been through the global pandemic, one of the most historic events of the last century. I can already imagine us in 20 years when we'll be telling our kids about the time we've been through, and then our grandchildren. We'll be telling them how we went to school online, FaceTime each other in between classes, woke up 10 minutes before the class began, and sometimes even joined class from bed. As well as enjoying the most likable class of the Inspiring Futures program called Debate Mate. And now, everything we've accomplished, everything we've been through has led us to today. I want to thank my teachers for always supporting me and helping build a young man who's ready to begin college and strive. I would like to thank my parents, because they're the reason I'm up here today. They've provided me with freedom to flourish and have supported me in every aspect of my life. Even when I let them down, they've been the reason why I am who I am today. It's an honor to have them as parents. They're going to continue to be the reason why I will refuse to give up. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being the best parents I could have ever wished for. My dear class of 2022, I wish you all the best of luck and hope you'll be able to keep room in your heart for ISZN and the class of 2022. There are going to be many times when you do not know what to expect, or will be fearful in an unknown environment. Like Mary Shelley once said, nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change. I, however, hope you will remember that these are opportunities yet to be taken advantage of when you're amongst entirely new groups of people that you're going to meet. When in doubt, use your experiences and your memories from your time at the school. Be an A-level thinker and take on the world with optimism. Congratulations on ending high school, guys. We made it.
When the night teachers for such a wonderful performance. Thank you everyone for being here. Really appreciate you all. And from this instance, I remember a quote from Hamlet, our wonderful play. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. This quote by Hamlet, very memorably acted out by Carell in our production of the 15-minute Hamlet, aptly describes the dilemma we faced preparing for this day, while the anticipation for this moment was always at the back of our minds. 1,401 days, 33,624 hours, 2,017,440 seconds. My dear friends, how quick these 4 years have gone. It was only as of yesterday that we had our first trip together to Starbucks, on our first day nervous and timid of what we were about to go through. As the days and weeks passed, we matured from describing a sour tongue or a kumquat on paper to actually writing essays on Shakespeare or Keats. We matured from calling universal indicator the best indicator to actually acknowledging phenolphthalein or even litmus paper. We went from using the calculator to calculate maybe 7 times 3, which most of us I agree still do, to complex integral and differential calculus. Most importantly, remember how we matured from the best game at the time, Fortnite, to Among Us. As Nietzsche and Angelina Jolie famously quoted, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. One of the toughest things we had to face was COVID-19. When we had to shift from wearing masks, online schooling, we felt our school life had broken down to shambles. But this only forced our relationships to become even stronger. And we navigated through this tough time, being anxious about GCSEs, magnificent, inspiring futures, which we can all agree prepared us for this time, for our IPQ research paper as well. One of the most symbolic places for us during this time was the table by Mrs. Manser's room and Mr. Perez's lab. We had so many tables to work. God knows why we chose that table specifically. But we stuck to it for all these years. You'd always find someone or the other among us working there, having lunch, or just sitting around. It almost symbolizes the bond we have as friends. This especially has been one of the most challenging years that we have faced as a group. Some managing their A-levels while performing at rowing, winning at chess, working at a job, playing football for the school, completing an A-level in a year, or even playing an active role at the student council. It has been a very stressful but a much appreciated, fruitful year. I would like to thank all teachers who constantly pushed us to give our maximum effort, constantly helping and assisting through all these times of uncertainties. I'd also like to thank my parents who have made me who I am, celebrated the times of my enjoyment, but also lifted my spirits when I felt gloomy. I'm very lucky and honored and also grateful for being around such wonderful and inspiring people. As John W. Gardner said, life is the art of drawing without an eraser. Even if I had an eraser, I wouldn't erase any of the canvas we have created out of our experiences, as they have made us what we are today. The countless bake sales, the never-ending photography competition, our Thomas Mann trip, or just little things we did every day, such as going to co-op, GLAD, or the PE hall. All these trivial but profound things have molded who we are. Now that we are parting away to all corners of the world, this canvas of memories will always be intact. It's almost like quantum particles, entangled, influencing each other, connected by our experiences, irrespective of our distance in space. I therefore wish everyone best of luck, and I'm sure you will hear good things from us, for I believe we can accomplish great things. We have accomplished great things, but we have even more greater things to accomplish. Congratulations, graduates. You have successfully completed a chapter in our lives, and we have many more chapters to encounter. Thank you.
See how I live with every piece of
The moments of graduation, so we're going to call you up one by one, graduates, to accept your certificates. Just make sure that when you pose for your picture and Mr. Taylor, you're between microphones. First of all, please welcome to the stage Ivan Podopregora. Mark Seliger. Rika Kuroda. Yulia Avilova. Kirill Timam. Majik Kaczmarek. And last but not least, Sombrata Viswas. Could we all please give a very big round of applause to the graduating class of 2023.
Okay, so I've written a few words, but before I do that, I just want to say what an absolutely fantastic event it's been up to now. This is my third one, and by far and away the best. I don't know what's the highlight has been so far. I thought the bands were absolutely fabulous, and I think we all know which was the warm-up act and which was the headline act. The student speeches, wow. I'm a little bit nervous about going now, and I did loads of public speaking. They were brilliant, so well done. I thought Mrs. Bryce's pronunciation of the names was probably absolutely brilliant as well. You did a much better job than I would. So I just wanted to say, before I actually start the formal speech, I think it's been a great night. And Isabel, Dermot, and all the people who've been involved, the room looks superb, absolutely superb. It's been a great event, and thank you. So, yeah, let's give them a round of applause. Okay, I'll see if I can keep it at the high standard. I'll do my best. But about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Mr. Kelly came to see me and said, would I do the closing speech on the Year 12 graduation? And obviously, I was absolutely delighted. It's an honour to speak with you, and I was delighted Mr. Kelly put that faith in me. So I immediately said, yes, I'd be delighted to do it, just as he was saying, because Mrs. Manser can't make it and I'm busy with the sound. So, third place, not so bad. Hopefully third will be okay. I was at a talk a few weeks ago. I had the pleasure to be at a talk by Lee Howells, who was the director of the World Economic Forum's annual Davos Summit. And his message was, I've worked with political leaders from across the globe. I've worked with CEOs of the largest companies and what might be called other members of the global elite. And I'm more convinced than ever that they can't solve the problems of the future. The only hope we've got, the best hope, the only hope we've got, is actually working with the young people of today, because they care more and they are more committed to actually solving the major problems we finish. And I think if Lee Howells was here tonight, to which is witness our graduates, I think he'd be more convinced of that than ever, and I think he'd be really optimistic. Because we've only got 7 graduates, but each of them are wonderful young people, and I sincerely mean that. And you know, if we took it in passport terms, we stretch all across Asia, through Europe and into North America. And I think if the political leaders of today had the collaboration, the humility, the dedication that our young graduates have shown within and across, then I think we could all agree that our world would be on a much better trajectory. And I want this speech to be really positive and optimistic as we go into the future. There was a line in Mrs. Manser's speech that I thought was absolutely fabulous. And I wrote it down just so as I didn't forget it. But she said, "You have helped make ISZN the warm, fun, inclusive school that I love." I thought it was a really nice sentence from Liz. And that is a real testament to you. And I think it's also something to be really thankful of, because you have shaped ISZN, and ISZN has hopefully shaped you a little bit too. And I think, Yulia, I think you are the longest serving, 2013 I believe you joined us. I think you are the longest serving member of our community, and I think Rika, who arrived mid-pandemic, perfect timing Rika, in 2020, he's probably the newest member of the community. But no matter how long you've been here, after tonight, you will always be, forever, throughout your lives, an alumnus or an alumna of ISZN. And that is a badge you can wear as often or as little as you want, but you will always have it and nobody can take it away from you. And I'd like to think that whatever you go on to achieve, and I have no doubt that you'll go on to achieve great things, that ISZN will have contributed in some large or small way. Possibly even that painful you were unable to beat the old men in the staff versus student football match last year. Maybe in future that will be that important motivated spark, who knows. Anyway, on a more serious note, you know, I did lots of graduation events, and I think they're always one of the best parts of the year, partly because they're a celebration of the time of the students in school. But I just want to close by looking forward rather than backwards. And you may not realise it, perhaps you do, but at 18, about to graduate, you're so lucky. And you have in front of you sort of limitless possibilities. And I've likened it before to a giant blank canvas in front of you now. And you can, on that canvas, put whatever form and colour and picture and image that you wish. And I think, you know, that is a really exciting thing. And what I really hope is that your time at the International School Zurich North has provided you with the inspiration to really conceive of a masterpiece for that canvas. And I hope also that it's provided you with the tools to create that masterpiece as well. So I wish you all the very best, and I really look forward to following your journey in the years to come. So thank you very much. Okay, so we've got one final award of the evening that Mr. Price is glamorously demonstrating. And this is the Dux Award, and it is in recognition of outstanding academic performance over the time at ISZN. And we have a winner each year. So our final sort of part of this evening is to award this Dux Prize, and this year it goes to Sombrata. This one's.
I'd like to thank each one of you for joining us this evening, for celebrating these amazing young people. I'd just like to echo what everyone has said. Those speeches were amazing. It was wonderful to hear from your point of view what this experience has meant to you, and we know that each one of you knows in your hearts how much you mean to us. So it's a bittersweet evening for the teachers at ISZN and the other pupils here, because while we wish you the very best and we're excited to see your journeys begin, we are going to miss you. But I'm going to draw this to a close now and invite each one of you to please join us for a drink and some snacks at the back. Please mingle, celebrate these lovely young people, and have a lovely evening. Oh, one more thing, I've just been alerted. Please do take advantage of this amazing photo, not quite booth. Over here, the light apparently has incredible effects on how you look, so I'm going to give it a try. You go and have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you so much.